Hey, George Lorimer here, broker realtor, San Diego, California. Wanted to talk to you about ADU units. That's accessory dwelling units here in San Diego. Why? Well, cost of housing is very expensive. I did get a comment from somebody recently that said, wow, I can't believe all these beautiful neighborhoods are becoming overly dense. I understand. I think that's the state and the city's idea to help people because of the lack of housing and the expense of it. So, whatever it is, it seems to be happening. Let me talk to you about a couple of questions I'm getting. So, couple things in researching accessory dwelling units. So, what they are is that's putting like a granny flat on your property, or it might be buying a 2 to 4 unit property and having a big enough lot to put additional units on, get more rent. So parking, interesting thing here, and duplex versus single family residence. So a duplex is better because the rental income would help your carrying cost, and also utilities are easier to distribute amongst the project with a new accessory dwelling unit as opposed to a single family home. But you can build them on single family homes too. Parking. Here's an interesting thing. So if you have ample parking on a street, it helps because accessory dwelling units don't necessarily, you don't have to include parking for those. Maybe the lot's too small, but if you have a really congested street, it may cause lower rents down the road. So if you can find a property that has a street that doesn't have a ton of multi-units, you're probably going to get higher rents because there'll be ample parking for the tenant. And alley access. If you can find one where, the frontage of the house is on a street and it goes all the way to the alley, that's really the best. Um, because you don't disturb the front house people, the original single family home or the single units, and also they can have access both front and back. So it's more convenient to have a two-sided entrance front and back. So that's again for the lot. If you're thinking of finding a property that's appropriate for an accessory dwelling unit, definitely consider that. And then financing, usually there's a 25% down or more required. And there's something called a DSCR. It's called Debt Service Coverage Ratio. On commercial properties, they look at the property, what will it make rent wise? And will you have enough of a down payment so that whatever you make rent wise, even considering some vacancies, you'll make more? So here's an example. If the payment is 8,000 a month, they may want 9,500 or $10,000 income per month as your debt coverage ratio of like 1.2, 1.25, so that, hey, I'm making more on the rent than it costs me to make the payment. So even if I have some vacancies, I can still cover it. So that's DSCR, debt service coverage ratio loan, which is different. I can get you in touch with somebody that does it, maybe explains it better than me that does loans, but that gives you an idea. It's a little bit different than qualifying ratios against yourself and your personal income when you're buying a, more of an investment property. Now, we do have a lot of resources for you. This is just the starting point. This isn't the end all, but let me share with you something that we do have. I'm going to share my screen with you. And this will show you a little bit of the stuff that will give you an idea of what's going on in some of the different. We have two things that will really help you out. So this is what they call the California Department of Housing Community Development Accessory Dwelling Handbook. It'll give you all the rules. It's 55 pages. We can, in addition to giving you this, we're here in San Diego County. We work, the Southland, and we can help you on looking at parcel numbers of property to see if they're appropriate and giving the first look-see. So we want to help you be a resource on helping you find that right property, whether it's on market, off market, marketing to those people. Now, let me share with you one other one too. Okay, so this is a great resource that we have from another vendor, and it's a feasibility study on a property that we are looking into for a client. And it gives you a bunch of different scenarios, and you can see 2-story fourplex, 3-story nineplex, 3-story sixplex, 2-story sixplex. And I'll give you all the numbers on the cost, the estimates of doing these. And then we'll also give you what will be the final projections and the rental income. So in addition to this and the appraisal, you can get an idea of what kind of qualifications on that DSCR, the debt service coverage ratio loan. Um, so again, this would be something that once you're under contract and you're doing your feasibility on it, we can help you with these resources. And then it'll give you some different scenarios based on it. And we'll do a layout such as this. Says, hey, this will be happening within this neighborhood. So again, this is just sort of a starting point, whether you're looking to do an investment and buy some of these units, probably these houses, units probably start at around 800,000 and up. And to keep in mind, you need about a 25% down or more minimum. So you have to have about 200,000 plus put down to kind of start out these things. So we can help you with anything. If you want to chat a bit about your situation, call, text me today, George Lorimer, 619-846-1244. I'll give you the resource page, both the resources we've come across, some things to look out for, is feasibility, so you can kind of look at how it works, and then also an ADU handbook, right, which is right here, that we get from the city in the state of California. So again, if you'd like any of these resources, if you'd like to talk about us helping you find an ADU, or if you're looking to put one on your property and you want a starting point, George Lorimer, broker, realtor here in San Diego with ProWest Properties. Give me a call or text 619-846-1244. Thank you.